This message is for those who have lost people during the quarantine, this long year, 2020. My honest opinion, it's past virus, past the hype and the panic that's out there, past 5G. I think these are all factors that work together, and we have to look at the cracks in the system and work together. For once, I would say, for people that really work hard and trying to make it, why don't you drop their bills for 3 months? Insurance companies, instead of $50, why don't you give $100 to your people? Landlords, for the time being, why don't you drop the rent for 3 months? When you own this, you can definitely afford this. Yes, we traveled at the speed of greed, which got us here. You can say this is somewhat of an extinction level event, because right now the energies and the forces of the new energies, planetary energies, they're speaking to us. They're speaking in a way where time's up. Nobody's impervious. I lost my brother in the quarantine. Rest in peace. Family member number 3 gets buried, and life continues. People out there, my message is to those, not the choir that hears me, the evildoers. I had guns in my face. Krista had a gun in her face. For what reason, I don't know. Money was stolen from me that I didn't have. For what reason, I don't know. It's, I don't really care about a president or governmental structures. Now look at the wickedness amongst ourselves, whether it's in the 3D sector or in the esoteric sector. How do we work together is support your local business, support your little stores that work for you and the betterment of humankind, like I do, for healing. Not sold stories that have no effect. I'm talking about things that have effect in life. And pardon for me wearing this. I don't want you to see my sad eyes. I'm in grief mode over a family member. But you can't even go to the funeral because of flight restrictions overseas. For now. We're getting hit hard. I don't know if you're aware, with all the hype and all of this, yeah, people die. But make no mistake, not just corona. Have you seen the spike in heart attacks? I feel like an energy wave is on this planet. I have yet to decipher and understand. In my grieving process, of course I'm angry. Why did my brother leave at 48? Too young. This ongoing process of trying to save, survive, preserve in a world that should be paradise, and is hard. I want to see billionaires go into a neighborhood and give a couple of millions to a neighborhood. Yeah, some people receive money, but there's people out there that still have no check in their bank. That remains fact. What about those? What about the butterflies, the canary birds, the sensitive ones? Where's that at? Take pictures, people, of the checks that you receive. Erase private information, of course, but let's see who's giving what. Right now, this is Judgment Day. We are being evaluated. Hotels, can you drop your rates for a minute? You want tourism back? Drop your rates. Maybe for a year, for 2 years, if you want to survive. Planes, can your plane ticket be not $1,900? Can it be like $800 or something? Or cut it in half? Or people's rent can be cut in half? Or cable companies, everybody that's out there right now, this on you. Can you drop the bills right now? if you continue this course hardcore with overcharging and things run in oppression, from enforced laws to whatever, if that corruption runs, another extinction level event will come. And you thinking it's Corona, 5G, you don't have a clue what's happening right now, do you? Those who read the Bible do, those who read the Quran do, those who read the Talmud, the Torah, or even the ancient book, the Talmud of Emmanuel. Bashar predicted it last year. This is peanuts. Peanuts compared to what can come. The dinosaurs had millions of years to evaluate and develop species so they can get out of this dilemma and consciousness could somewhat survive. We don't have that time, people. We have kids that save their own money to go into the Amazon jungle to find illegal companies that chop the woods illegally for profits. This traveling at the speed of greed. I can only say farmers plant, people with private gardens plant, people who have markets, whatever, with social distancing, have lines out, and people go into nature. Everybody with addictions right now, if you don't stop right now, you might leave. A list of alcoholics that I've known, in the last 8 years, 10 people died of heart attacks that I have known, all drinkers. If you can stop consuming, really, understand my plea, save your life. And it brings me to tears. Preserve your body. You don't have to lay in your bed. I don't know, you're 42 years old and your heart just stops right now. Right now, the fate is on us. The marks is on us. Anything that's fragile in any level, from wherever you are, you will perish. Souls will leave. You're not impervious. Yes, another beer, another Jack Daniels. Even vegetarians drink. Nobody is safe. Honor thy body right now with all there is. Anything toxic, and I don't care this is higher forces, higher law over us. I don't really, maybe my grief from the loss of my brother right now is bleeding into this. I can't fathom what just happened to my family. I can't believe it. But I remember we had a neighbor when I was in my 20s. Dude's 39, comes home from work, hand tingling, sits down, leans back, heart stops. We try to save the guy, reanimate, ambulance called, everybody come in, worked on him for an hour and a half. So those that are well up right now, any ailment, check your bodies right now, check yourself, be safe. I wanted to make this an energetic report. I don't know when I will publish this, if I will publish this. I'm grieving for not only my family and everybody that suffers and everybody that witnessed the suffering. I'm grieving for the planet. Is the death rate, I'm not talking about 20,000 people or 100,000 people of like the flu. I'm talking about the planetary death rate. Have you any idea how high that is right now? The spike that we're going through? I'm saying people getting shot, people falling off a mountain, people crashing with planes. Are you not getting it? Are you not really understand? You not understand? What go on? Right now, right about now. It's prophecy, it's this wave right now. There's a harvest going on. And I don't know if cabal or population control. And I don't care, Gates, whatever names you have in power or politics, the power that is unleashed on this earth and the spirit that is awakening right now asks you in your divinity to get your ducks in a row. It's the righteous path, and the righteous path is very narrow, it's very slim. I'm even impressed that I can hold myself together and not lose it right now. I'm in that much pain. And I wish that for nobody. So the message to the haters, here's the challenge for those who want to attack people that follow their passion. I want the haters for 1 year, to not click dislike, to not troll, to not post a negative comment. The challenge for them is, if you want to change this, you know, I don't care about those who meditate, that's cool. Keep it staying in meditation. The meditation people doesn't stop. You meditate on a weekend, and on a weekend the crime rate drops. Yeah, that's all nice, but why does it go back up? Because we're going back to the same old routine. This is the call, to not go back to the same routine. We can't go back to the old world. The towers fell, that world has perished. Now another part, since 2012, another part is dying. And so the old segments with that, and corrupt systems. And if it's a corrupt immune system, if you're not living in integrity, I also tell parents, stay in contact with your children. You don't know when you talked to them the last time. You don't know that. I didn't know, I saw my brother 2 years ago, the last time in the flesh, when I flew over the ocean to visit my family. I had no idea. So time is now. Stay in touch with one another. Stay in love with one another. You know? People don't have to die, that people come together. You know? Help one another. There's no scarcity of anything on this planet. That's an illusion. And we're not overpopulated. The major cities are too dense. Yes, they need to, in a dense area and you're struggling, you need to migrate. Smaller communities, tinier things. Give yourself some space. That's what's being calling. And it's Judgment Day right now. Judgment Day means right now you are being looked at for your actions. If you're a landlord and you have, let's say, a couple of $100,000 in the bank and you can afford to drop the rent, you are being evaluated by, say, God. I have spirits here, I think. Are you helping right now? Is this being addressed right now? That others can make it because of your assistance, wherever you're right now. I say support one another. Support one another. Be with one another. Stay in touch, sing songs, sit by the fire, make food. This is so important this time right now. And whenever this is posted, and when the gates open again and tourism and commerce is returning with caution, still keep your distance, as in don't breathe into people you don't know in line, don't stand in somebody's face. Respectful distancing should be permanent. Social distancing is all nice, but don't pile everything up, be clean. Don't trash the planet, and rethink. And these big corporations, whoever is involved in this, millions or trillions, or statistics that are being fudged, and I don't care what product it is, if you are transmitting the untruth, you're flunking about it, you're not bringing integrity, you are in trouble. Those So I don't know if you're a skydiver and you like the risky stuff and people like, yo, this daredevil, this and that, man. Jump 999 might be your last jump. Think about what you're doing. There was a guy who did the freestyle sky jumping with a bat suit, and he flew over the rocks that tight that he hit it with his back leg and toppled over and was in the hospital and went right back at it. And 15 flights later, he missed and hit a rock and died. Why do you do this? Why do you require to do things to break the rules where there's regulations in divinity of what you can do? You can't go any further. And no man is empowered to go further than what's given right now. So we gotta be mindful and watchful what energies are coming in. Yes, there'll be providence for the right and just, for those who are not that strong. More people running around with $300 billion, or you can print your own money while people don't have food. There's no scarcity, I said that before. You know what our problem is? If I cannot buy toilet paper for 3 weeks because everybody goes for grabs and doesn't give a shit about their neighbor, and I'm ordering toilet paper from China, who is to blame? It's not China. It's the distribution system within your country, the US and the entire world, where we are not distributing goods in moderation and properly so everybody has. We're traveling, like I said, at the speed of greed, and this will stop, this will come to a halt. This corruption will end. Those who follow false prophecy will be stopped. Those who are not living in their purpose and upsetting people, and I've seen it with many kids that have upset their parents over and over, and the parents are desperately trying to save the kids. You all are in a sequence where this stops. It'll come to an extreme. You know, what does coincidence mean? To coincide. So now it is extremes meeting, and when extremes meet, it can be a calamity. And my grandmother said this, and my mother said this. Sometimes when the human race goes unconscious for too long and unchecked, it doesn't matter what I do, how much I talk, and who I'm trying to convince, the calamities will be invoked by the high councils of light, and a lot of people will die to adjust the consciousness. That is very brutal, but this is how this earth is run. With the dinosaurs was a conscious adjustment, and they were wiped within 6 hours. The human race, the clock is ticking, and we don't need no Bible or pastor, even though I'm a reverend, to preach from the end is nigh and Satan is coming and all of this. This is kindergarten compared to the spirit that awakens now in the order and structure that must take place on this planet. Because this planet, mark my words, will continue whether you are here or not. So if you want another $1 billion contract for another piece of land that you trash to get your oil and move it, and you're not investing in a solar powered car that has an electromagnetic frequency that is attuned to the DNA, then you are in trouble. We can't continue this. And 6G and 7G, it will be stopped. And authorities in the status quo can say nothing has been proven. Then you have to look at this entire spectrum and observe now how many people have to die until we understand, like, we're dying because of what? What are we causing? No being on this planet has caused that much species to go extinct but the human. And we're waiting for contact. See what level of consciousness we are in science, and even scientists, whatever quantum physicists, wherever you are, whatever you want to see, whatever fame you got, whatever you know, doesn't save you from this. Defends itself. All your theories in quantum and science doesn't mean squat at the end of the day when it goes wipe. And then reboot, and again. Guess what happens to colonies on your computer drive when you think you need to defragment your hard drive? There's too much crap going on. We've been out of control for a very long time, and not the ones that I talk to that behave. I'm talking to the other side that's misbehaving. They're not even cabal. there's a cabal, MIB, Men in Black, whatever, government, police, corruption. It's laughable compared to what humans do one another because of greed. How do we not pay attention? It is my wish that we pay attention to one another. Love one another more. It's time to unite and support your online stores and the people that you like, where you think there's a cause, there's something. I'd rather do that than subscribing to Disney Channel. You know, what do I need entertainment for if I cannot affect cancer or fibromyalgia or MS or scoliosis or lupus or Hashimoto? When we're not listening to the healing modalities that are needed right now, then we're lost. And despite the fact of the trauma and traumatic events in my life that were shattering, I stand here before you and keep it moving in the name of the source, of what gives life to all. That what saves, that what you call God, that He provides when you go into His direction. And the prayer is the prayer is not the thing. The religion and the preach and the fear, it's not about fear or storylines that put you in fear. It's about living right and just. You can be famous, but are we doing it right? Is it done right and just? You know, when the director creates a movie and the actors all paid in an equilibrium, that everybody's happy and the entire composition is great and everybody loves it. That's how this should be created. That is for all. That is why online saves many people now more than those who have external jobs. Again, my condolences go out to those who've lost relatives like I. I still can't believe what happened to me. Digesting. These are the light warriors that fought for you and held it down and took whatever bullets for you on the battlefront, whether you were in Iraq or critical zones, or you were in life, going from job to job, trying to hold it together, fighting to maintain whatever we look for, trying to seek happiness, but seek that with ease. I'll understand you. Those with addictions who seek escape. But the fact remains, if you're an alcoholic and you don't stop, you are in danger. I had a friend of mine who almost died 2 weeks ago, and they had to inject alcohol into him, otherwise his heart would spasm. He was that alcoholized. Can you imagine? They said, if we don't give you alcohol right now in your bloodstream, you're in trouble. And he needed, like, I think, probably years to, he can't stop drinking. He has to lower the amount so the body can understand not to work with the toxin anymore. Any substance abuse that's taking place right now, the time is now to change and stop it. I've seen people losing their children, divorce, house. A friend of mine lost his restaurant, went bankrupt, all because of that devilish stuff. Why did the natives call that fire water? Some call it demon. In the Amazon, it's called demon water. It says it's the harbinger of the spirits that get into you, the demons that take everything from you. They give you temporary pleasures, but you'll pay for that, and others will suffer for that. Addiction in some cultures is called a demon. And if it's a toxic substance, very quick your lifespan is counted. Now quicker than ever, make no mistake. And we're not through yet. It's about, is your conscience adjusted? Are you well adjusted enough to see that certain things have to stop? Wherever there's corruption. If you, let's say, out there, whoever it is, I'm just throwing it out there, a doctor that was told to shred documents because something could be revealed that could be damaging to a company, and you, that person that shredded those papers, you'll be judged. This is Judgment Day. It's coming for all. We can't do this no longer. It will be in plain sight now, and it can't be disguised no more. People will step forward. People will report. Everybody in those groups will be arrested that is caught in some illegal activity or inhuman activity. You'll see stuff, so many arrests, it'll be mind-blowing. But unfortunately also many souls will perish that can't make the jump. My heart goes out to you. To those who have already left, I say rest in peace, rest in power, rest in glory. Life review. From Bardo to elevated astral cities, wherever the soul may goes, and maybe one day all these others that we dearly, dearly miss, we will see one another. I believe in magic, I believe in the paranormal, but there are rules and regulations to attain certain things, and they'll take place and they come into place when you're ready to experience them. That's up to you. And it will be magical, and it will be wondrous, and we will come out. Craig Braden said we're a species, we're kind of designed to develop in crisis. So the immunity that we have to develop to the virus is not what they call the herd immunity. It is a mind immunity, that you know what is around you. You observe now. This is the year of the rat in China. That means be inquisitive, but there's also trickery and cunning maneuvers. Don't be fooled and duped by billion-dollar corporations that have experts that claim that's what you need. Maybe you don't. And those who made the experience with whatever they did that didn't work for them, don't be asleep and know what didn't work. You know? What do they say that every year they give like 1 million flu shots, and then you have a death toll of 650,000 people that died of the flu in some time span? That means your flu shot's not working. People observe, make up your mind. And I'm not saying do or don't, I'm saying you need to observe right now. You need to look at what's actually happening. Get the information. Where it is medicinal, is alternative medicine better than pharmaceutical medicine? What is an emergency? How did somebody really reportedly survive and it's better? And look at the victims. And even if the victims don't have great numbers, these numbers are significant to know for you where you are. That means consciousness. Switch this on. Time to unite. Time to get together. Time to love more. And on that note, I love you all. And those who grieve in the process, I process with you. I am also as well affected with life. And those who are here, I'm proud of you. The flip side's coming in. So as usual, I'll say, my friends, I see you most certainly on the flip side.